Okay, not anything new in terms of supplies, but this is my 42 color set of Artistro extra fine acrylic paint pens. All right, I've been using these now for about 3 years. There might be a couple extra pens in here that I put in here because I had an extra set of metallics, gold, silver, and I think I put them in here so it looks really cramped. But I've been using these pens now for 3 years straight, and I haven't had any clogging or any types of issues that tend to come up with things like paint pens at times and gel pens. And if you're a crafter, you know what I'm talking about with the clogging. But so far, so good with the Artistros right here. The inks are not quite as opaque as I'd want, but the other side of that is that they're a little bit thinner. They don't clog, and I think that's the way they've solved that. So I think they have the highest degree of opacity, before people start running into potential problems. Okay, so I bought this set of 42 3 years ago at about $40. I looked on my invoice from that. Okay, now we had Amazon Prime days this week, and I was looking for some white replacement pens, and I was going to buy the, I don't know, I think it was a 6-pack of these ones or something like that. And that's when I noticed that this same set was now, looks like they have different packaging here. It was $15, okay? So the 42 extra fine tip right here. And I thought, at 15 bucks, I can just get another set of these and I'd be set for life pretty much with certain colors. There's certain colors that I use all the time. But I don't know. I thought it a phenomenal price. Okay, so the packaging, the pens have changed a little bit. It's the same color scheme, but it's just kind of a more modern look to it, I guess. I don't know, 3 years ago, I think this one still looks good, but it still has the translucent or clear barrel right here. It looks like the new ones are a little bit more frosted looking than clear, but you can still see, how much paint is remaining in the barrel, which I like. Some of the other brands, they're opaque, so you can't really tell how much paint is in there or how much paint it begins with. But I think a lot of these brands are the same manufacturer, different company, brand, but I think they're made out of the same factory. I might be mistaken. Okay, so how do you get these ones flowing? Is you just depress the tip right here. This one happens to have a white tip. There might be other brands that have a clear tip, but you just depress it, shake it up before, you get it flowing, and you depress the tip, and eventually you'll see the paint go down into the tip, and that's when you can release the trigger. So I can see it starting to move down in that tip. You can see a little bit halfway like that. Flowing a little bit more, and you've got a really good flow to it, okay? These pens look a certain value when you write with them like this, or if you're writing with a white one. I use the lighter ones most of the time on darker surfaces. They look a little bit lighter when first applied and wet, but when they dry, they start moving a little bit more towards transparency, so it's not going to be as light as it looks as when it's been freshly applied. I'm taking it's because whatever surface you're writing with them on, if it's a darker surface and you're going over it with a lighter pen like this, it probably still keeps absorbing into the surface, including some of that pigment along with it, okay? So, if you want something really opaque, first of all, shake it up adequately and then apply it. And then you might have to go over some areas again with it. If you're going light on dark, it just depends on what the contrast is. If it's just a little bit darker than your pen, it's probably going to retain most of its lighter visible value, okay? So anyways, so I'm looking at these. It looks like the cap has changed. So unless these pens have Oh, so it comes with the color code on the top now. These ones didn't have anything on it. Talking about the color code here, but unless the manufacturer, whatever company these different companies purchase from, unless that's changed, I think these should last pretty much, you know, I don't know, for as long as that paint in that's sealed into the barrel remains liquid. And I don't see any problem, you know, maybe if it's sitting around for 20 years, maybe it doesn't work or something like that. But for as long as I want to be using them, it shouldn't be any problem. But one of the things that I do, I don't store them upright like that. What I do is I store them on their side like this because I just figure it's easier to shake it up and to put the water and the pigment, you know, into you know, a workable solution or mixture, whatever combination, if they're on their side like that. So that's what I would recommend, you know, especially if you you know, you don't use certain colors too often, or you just don't want to shake, you know, be shaking up your pen quite as much. But do give it a good vigorous shaking up anytime you use it, even if you use it every day. Give it a little bit of a shake or something like that, and get those paints mixed up, and that'll give you a better, more opaque flow. Okay, so anyways, remarkably inexpensive. Prime days it was $15, but I just looked again, and it was $19. So 50 cents a pen is still a really great deal, especially in comparison to what we used to pay for like gel pens and paint pens, really good ones. Used to be like $3 a pen or something like that, if you know what I'm talking about, you know, and some of you do that have been crafting and card making for a while. It was always that white pen. Where do you get your white pen, or which one are you using and that you find to work really well? But these days, I'm using more of the acrylic paint pens over the gel pens because of the feed. It's not that roller ball, which I tend to think has a higher chance of getting clogged up than a free-flowing open tip like the paint pens have. And I get a little bit of better opacity with the paint pens, maybe because of the amount of flow coming out of them over a roller ball or a, you know, whatever that mechanism that's used in the gel pens. Maybe the gel pens are better for writing though, you know, and keeping an even flow with that. Sometimes if I'm writing with the paint pen, sometimes I don't know, it breaks up and I have to shake it up a little bit more and to get it flowing again. So if you're writing like a long letter or something like that, maybe the gel pens might be a better vehicle for that. But anyways, so these are the extra fine again, and the other types of acrylic paint pens typically are the 2 to 3 millimeter kind of more bullet felt tip styles. And I notice they do have kind of more of the brush tip types of paint pens these days. I haven't tried those ones yet though. Anyway, I'm not endorsed or anything by Artistro or anything like that, but I know people are looking for just media that works for a really long time, and this is one of those that I find to be one of those things that I'm always keeping out of my desk and using them practically for every card that I do. At least one of the pens, like a white one or something like that, but I'm typically working within the color scheme. And we have a lot of different values of each color scheme in here. Except for, I don't know, I could use a few more like browns and tans or something like that. So I don't know, I'll have to see if this one is the exact same color scheme on here. Like, I don't know if I have a, like the Cancun sand one in this one right up here. Gingerbread? I don't know, it might be a little bit of a different one because I was thinking I'm missing some of the brown tones in this one that I didn't, or in this one that I just didn't think I had, or I don't know, maybe I do have some of those, but I don't know, maybe I haven't used them, or I thought those were gold or something like that. But yeah, anyway, good stuff. If you're looking for these types of things, or looking for a good, really good medium to add to your collection of supplies, you might consider acrylic paint pens. All right, thanks for watching.